You've probably heard the name Mitsui Co before, right? Most people think of them as just another huge Japanese trading house. But that's not the whole story, not even close. They actually call themselves a global business creator. So in this explainer, we're going to tear open their official reports to decode their latest strategy and really figure out what it means for the company's future and for investors. All right, so here's the game plan for today. We're going to start with who Mitsui is right now. Then we'll look back at their recent performance, dig into their latest results and some massive investments, and break down their big plan for the future. And, most importantly, we'll wrap it all up by talking about what it all means for you. Okay, first things first, we need to wrap our heads around just how massive Mitsui really is. This isn't just about buying and selling commodities anymore. It's about creating and running businesses all over the world. And believe me, they're navigating some seriously big changes. I mean, their reach is just enormous, spread across 7 core areas. You've got the classic powerhouses like metal resources and energy, of course, but they're also deep into machinery, chemicals, lifestyle businesses like wellness and food, and even IT. It's this incredible diversity that makes them a true global player. You know, to really get where they're headed, you gotta look back at where they've been. The last few years were wild, a time of huge change and record-breaking performance that really set the stage for everything they're doing now. Wow, just look at this chart. It tells a huge story about the incredible earning power Mitsui tapped into during the recent commodity boom. Their net income went through the roof, hitting record highs and giving them a ton of financial firepower for their next big moves. Now, here's something interesting. Alongside net income, Mitsui has this special metric they call basic operating cash flow. Think of it as their secret sauce for measuring real earning power. It tracks the cash from their main businesses and, this is key, the dividends from all their affiliated companies. And that number shot past an incredible 1 trillion yen. That's just a massive amount of cash flowing in. So what do they do with all that money? Well, they didn't just let it sit in the bank, that's for sure. They used this period of strength to make a major strategic pivot, selling off some oil and gas assets, shaking up other parts of the business, and really doubling down on their big growth areas like energy solutions and healthcare. All right, that brings us right up to today. Let's dig into the latest numbers and see exactly how that strategy, reinvesting all that cash for the future, is actually playing out. The headline here, the big story in their most recent results, is just how fast they're putting that capital to work. We are seeing a huge acceleration in strategic investments, all designed to lock in growth for the long haul. And the scale, it's just staggering. And when I say staggering, I mean it. Take this one example. They've committed around 800 billion yen for a huge stake in the Rhodes Ridge project in Australia. We're talking about one of the largest undeveloped iron ore deposits on the planet. A single move like this strengthens their core business for decades. So you might be thinking, did a massive spend like that put a dent in their finances? Well, take a look. Not at all. Even while spending big, their key financials stayed incredibly solid. And what's really important is their financial discipline, which you can see in that very stable net DER. So what is net DER? It's pretty simple, actually. It just measures how much debt a company has compared to its equity. A lower number is better, and Mitsui's ratio of 0.44 is a really clear sign of a healthy, strong balance sheet. They're not taking on too much risk, even while making these huge bets. Okay, so that's the what. Now for the why. All of these moves are part of a grand plan, an official blueprint for the future. Let's break down their midterm management plan for 2026. They've given it a pretty cool title, Creating Sustainable Futures. At the heart of their entire plan are these 3 core strategic pillars, or as they call them in Japanese, semisuji, basically their main lines of attack. These are the big 3 areas where they're pouring their money and their focus: industrial business solutions, the global energy transition, and creating a wellness ecosystem. And this is where it all clicks into place. You can draw a straight line from those 3 pillars to their recent moves. That massive Rhodes Ridge investment? That's industrial solutions. The new LNG and ammonia projects they're getting into? That's energy transition. And their big investments in healthcare groups? Yep, that's them building out that wellness ecosystem. It all connects. Okay, that's a really compelling corporate strategy, but what's in it for you? Whether you're an investor or just curious, let's translate all this corporate speak into actual value. Yeah, at the end of the day, it really all comes down to this one simple question, right? How is the company paying me back? And Mitsui's answer is pretty clear: a commitment to what they call progressive dividends.
Now, you can see the dividend came down a bit from that crazy commodity peak, but look, they've already forecast an increase for the next fiscal year. That's a powerful signal that they're serious about stable and, hopefully, growing returns. So if you put it all together, what's the takeaway? It's really a two-part play. On one hand, they're shoring up their core business for steady, long-term profits. On the other hand, they're pivoting hard into these clear growth areas for the future. And they're doing it all while keeping their finances healthy and making sure to reward their shareholders.
To wrap this all up, let's boil it down to 3 key things you should keep an eye on from here on out. This is your framework for seeing if this whole ambitious strategy is actually working.
Here are the 3 big things to watch. First up, execution. Can they actually deliver on these massive, complex projects like Rhodes Ridge on time and on budget? Second, portfolio progress. Are we going to see more smart investments that fit into those 3 strategic pillars? And finally, cash allocation. This is the balancing act. How will they keep juggling these giant investments with paying back shareholders? The dance between these 3 things will really tell the story. And all of this, every single move, leads us to the big final question. It's really what this whole strategy is about. Can Mitsui actually transform itself and deliver sustainable growth that breaks free from the old boom and bust cycles of commodities? Their whole Creating Sustainable Futures plan is their bet, and now you know exactly what to watch to see if it pays off.